Hi fellow flowers, Violet here, and today we are making a flower. Now before we get into it, let's take a look at what this lanyard actually entails. It involves starting with a seamless circle stitch, which is the clear circle in the middle that you see. Then I attached a box stitch to that circle, and I'll make a petal, cross back over the circle, make another petal, cross back over the circle, make another, and so on. So overall, this lanyard is relatively simple and beginner friendly. Really, the biggest skills that you need to have are making the seamless circle and being comfortable with the box stitch. Now for materials, I am using these three colors, the clear, the white, and the black. For the seamless circle, I am starting with 2 pieces of the clear string, which I've cut to be equal in length, and then I'm going to make an X over my finger, place my thumb down, and start a box stitch. Now I will include all of the supplementary videos to these techniques down below, so how to do the box stitch, how to do the seamless circle, etc. Those will be down below, as well as the lengths that you need to complete this particular flower. Once I've started my box stitch, I will just pull this tight, and now since we are working on a seamless circle, the next step is to actually flip this upside down. So I'm going to flip it upside down so that I'm looking at the back of the lanyard, and now I'm going to weave my box stitches in this direction. Now I'll make my 2 loops over the upside down base here, and I'll just weave in this direction until I am nearly out of string. For now, I'll just straighten this out, then I'll reach in between my fingers, find his buddy across the way, and go over and under, and then we will pull this tight. But essentially, I'm going to continue doing this. And after a while, you should have something that looks like this. And now we are ready to seal the circle so that it is a seamless circle. So you'll see that at the bottom is that first stitch that we did that we had flipped upside down. And to connect the 2 sides, we need to insert my working strings into that base. Now you can see that I've kind of cut the end of my string to be a little bit more pointed, and that makes it a little bit easier to weave all of them through the base here. And remember, if you are not familiar with the seamless circle, I have a video for that and it is down below. So I'm just going to finish up my seamless circle here, pull all those strings through, and then pull it tight, and you'll see that now I have my circle to start. Now the next step here, once I have my circle put together, is to let the strings rest, and then I can trim those off when I am ready. For now, I'm going to get out my black and white string, and I'm going to start weaving the box stitch onto the base of this. Now I'll measure out my string and cut them to be equal in length. And then to actually start this, I'm going to take the ends of my 2 string and insert it through the center of my circle. So that way when I start my box stitch, it's attached to the circle. Now in editing this, I realized that the quality and visibility was like totally awful. So don't mind the different lanyard that we're bringing in here. But back to our original plan, I have my seamless circle, and with that I am inserting the strings for my flowers, and then I'm going to even these out. So I'm gathering all 4 strings in my one hand and pulling them until they are even. Now if you're doing this with much longer string, you may have to, this may take you a little bit more time, in which case you'll kind of have to like pull, then hold it in your hand, then pull, then hold it in your hand. But for now, we are going to be starting a box stitch on the base of this circle. So I'm going to do my best to turn the strings so that I have an X underneath the circle, like so. Then for this green string here, I'm going to make 2 loops over the circle, like so. And for the other string that's kind of more parallel to the circle, this one is what we are going to be weaving over those 2 circles. So go over this first green loop and underneath the second, and pull our string through, grab this string across the way and go over and under, but in the opposite direction. And now I will pull this tight, like so. And it may like try to shift to the side of the seamless circle, so you just have to redirect the strings so that they are sitting on top and will be flowing kind of like outward from the circle like a petal would. Then from here, we want to work on making our petals. So I'm going to make box stitches or you can do circle, whatever you like, but we're just going to weave in this direction till you get to a good length that you enjoy. For this flower, again, lengths and dimensions are down below, but really feel free to add your own flair to this flower. For now, tightening that up, and we'll jump back to our original lanyard, which is here. Now I'm going to jump ahead a bit so that way you can kind of see what we are going to be aiming for with our loops. So I go around, cross over that circle, and then jump back and do another loop, jump back over the circle, etc. So after weaving those box stitches, you will have something that looks like this. And as you're going, you can kind of turn it down and see if you like the size of the flower. When you're satisfied with the shape of it, then you are ready to cross over the center. And to do that, I'll make 2 loops with my white string, which is the inside color of my petal. And I want for there to be 1 loop on each side of the seamless circle, so that way I'm crossing over it properly. So then I'll grab a side string, which is the black string, which is kind of on the outside face of the flower. And this one I'm weaving over and under those 2 loops. Again, we're just working on a box stitch, but this time we have that seamless circle running through the center. And I'll pull this string all the way through. It's going to be quite long, so you may be pulling for quite some time like I am here. But once you have that through, then you can grab your other black string. Now really quickly, here's a quick close-up so you can see that we are still working with the box stitch, but I have the 2 white strings running on either side of it. And then for my black string, when I'm weaving this over, I'm going first, I go over that loose white string, then I go over the circle, then through the loop of the other white string, and then pull that all the way through. Now we can pull it all tight, and there may be a little bit of resistance from the strings because you're kind of forcing them to bend, but just work with it. Make sure that they make it all the way to the other side of the inner circle, like so. And then to kind of lock these strings in place, I'm just going to weave a box stitch right here inside of the circle, so that way those loose strings don't go anywhere, or it doesn't fall apart. So making 2 loops, and this time I'm weaving a box stitch inside of that seamless circle, grasping at my white strings here to go over and under these 2 black loops that I made. So over that first black one underneath the second, and pull that through. Like so, and then I'll grab the other white string, which is way over here, and we'll make him go over and under the black strings, but in the opposite direction. And then I can pull this tight, and that should do pretty well at locking the petal in place. And we have a look. Now, if it's a little bit tight or it's not quite the shape you want, you can pull it and just move it along that seamless circle till you get to the desired width that you like, and kind of just twist, squish, shape the petals as you need. And now, once it looks good, we are ready to weave the next petal. So for this, we are going to cross back over that seamless circle. Now, while initially we were following the direction of the pink arrow and we were weaving towards the inside of that seamless circle, now we want to redirect the strings backwards and go over that seamless circle and direct the strings back in the direction of our petals, which is the yellow arrow. To do this, we are going to make 2 loops over the seamless circle now, so going in the opposite direction. And I'm going to grab my side strings, which are these white ones, and we'll just weave over and under like the box stitch per the usual, but going in this direction now. And then I'll find the other end of my white string and feed this one over and under these black loops, pull this all the way through, and then I can pull it tight and begin weaving in this direction. And you will repeat this step, finishing up your petal, and then we'll do the crossover again, and you'll just do that all the way around the flower until you are all done. And that's really all there is to it. It's really just a seamless circle and then some box stitches for the petals going around that circle. After a while, you can trim off your excess strings and voila, you have a flower. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial guide, and I will see you guys in the next one. Keep blooming. Bye.